Hey loves, it's Ro. I'm back with a video. Today we are going to talk about flu season in prison, how to prevent it, and if you get hit with it, what you should do. So if you're interested in knowing about it or passing along this info for your loved one, please keep watching. But then make sure that you subscribe so you never miss a future video. Hit the like button, give me a thumbs up if you like these videos, and ring that little notification bell if you want an email to your inbox every single time I post a new video. So let's talk about flu season. It is well known within our community, if you're new here, you will learn very quickly that medical care inside of prison is terrible, and that is probably the understatement of the century. I remember back probably 2 or 3 years ago, we had a really good friend. Adam and I, well, he was Adam's friend. He wasn't my friend, but I always saw this guy out on visit, and he was so sweet. He would always be with his family. His brother and his nieces and nephews would visit him every single week. So when I would go, they were always there, and he would always have one kid bouncing on each knee, and they just loved Uncle Joe. And, throughout the years, when you visit so frequently, year after year after year, it almost feels like you develop a relationship with people, even though you're just kind of watching from a distance. And my husband was friends with him on the inside. Well, Joe was probably mid 30s. He was in perfect health. And one day I went to visit and I was like, oh, that's weird. Joe's not here today. I guess something happened with his family. And Adam said, Joe passed away. Joe passed away? What? I mean, he was like in shape. What are you talking about? Joe passed away. Yeah, Joe passed away. Joe had ulcers that weren't treated and he died. And I said, who dies from ulcers? And he said, exactly. That is basically a summary of the negligence of medical care that goes on in there. So that got me thinking, now that we are moving into flu season, how do we help our loved ones prevent themselves from getting the flu? And then if God forbid they do get it, what happens with medical? Will they get the medical attention they need? And how do they recover from it? What is the process? I think it is perfect for you guys to hear this so you can pass along this information to your loved ones. So first of all, to prevent the flu, everybody should be doing this, not just people on the inside, but washing your hands frequently is going to help you avoid the flu or any virus. And you want to make sure you're washing your hands really well and also long enough. And the trick that I always learned, and I'm sure you guys with children know this, is to sing the happy birthday song in your head while you're washing your hands. Sing the happy birthday song twice in your head, and that should be long enough for you to wash your hands. I don't remember what the recommended time frame is, maybe 2 minutes, I'm not sure, but if you do the happy birthday song twice, you should be good. And then also, most commissaries, my husband told me, carry hand sanitizer. And I do know that hand sanitizer does not kill all viruses, but they do kill a lot of germs. So you might want to get it in there as well, because there's all kinds of staph and yucky infections that are passed around in there as well. So it's good to be equipped with that too. The next one that we should all be doing, not just guys on the inside, but especially during flu season and especially for them, is to drink plenty of water. Lots and lots of fluids to keep your immune system up and to flush all of those nasties out of your system. And of course, you want to make sure that you're getting enough sleep. I know a lot of guys on the inside, especially newer guys on the inside, like to stay up all night and hang out with each other, and then they like to sleep the day away just to kind of pass their time more quickly. Well, the way that our circadian rhythms work is that we are programmed to sleep when it's dark and to be awake when it's light. So even though they might be sleeping 8 hours, which is during the day, it's not the same type of sleep as if they're sleeping when the sun is down. So that's just something that you want to keep in mind. 7.5 to 9 hours, but 7.5, the very least, is what's recommended by doctors. Hours per night is what I'm saying. And then also, once the heat kicks on inside of the prison, that's when things get like a little funky, because there is no type of humidity or humidifier system within their heating system. There are no humidifiers. So they get a little bit resourceful in there. I actually love to hear how resourceful they are with the contraptions and how they rig things up. It just like blows my mind how smart people are and how they're like little engineers in there. It's crazy. But so they make their own humidifiers, which I don't want to make this video too long. So I am going to make that video and post it tomorrow. But when you're watching this, you could just click it right here and that video will be up tomorrow for you to watch if you're watching this basically when I post it. If not, just click right there and you will see how to make a homemade DIY prison humidifier. And then the other thing that Adam has done for many, many, many years, this is actually something that he learned from Deepak Chopra, is that he takes, I have props today, you can get olive oil in the commissary. So I brought my olive oil. Actually, this is grapeseed oil. I use it to take my makeup off. So we'll just make any kind of oil is going to be good. What you want to do is take a Q-tip, but they can also get in the commissary, and you want to line the inside of your nose with oil. So you're going to just dip that. You can't see. You're going to dip that right in there. Do not put this in your nose and put it back in the bottle, you guys. Gross. And then you're just going to line the rim of your nose with it. You can use a different Q-tip for each nostril if you want to be crazy. Where's the garbage? And then that is enough to literally lessen your chances of getting the flu or catch anything airborne through your nose by 80%. Believe it or not, just that quick trick. I wish I did that before. I wish I didn't do that at all. I use that to take off my makeup and I'm wearing makeup. So, you know, genius. Anyway, so if you do wind up getting the flu, you can go to the commissary. Unfortunately, commissary is only certain days. Not commissary. I'm sorry. You can go to medical. Unfortunately, you can only go to sick call or be seen by medical certain days of the week. Where he is right now and what he believes, at least throughout the federal system, is that it's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday are days that they will see you in medical. That might be different in different facilities and in different states and even throughout the federal system in different facilities. But you're not going to be seen every single day. And honestly, if you go down and you're seen with the flu, they're not going to do that much for you. So he said, if you do wind up getting hit with the flu, it's just kind of do what you can. You can get props again. You can get some sort of generic aspirin at the commissary. You can get some sort of generic, he calls it Motrin, which is ibuprofen. And I got these at the dollar store, so I'm assuming it's like the same type of thing. I got these so I can make aspirin masks, which I think I have a video on that a really long time ago for like acne. It's like a homemade $1 face mask. But anyway, getting off topic. And then he said every once in a while, if you're really, really lucky, you can get really overpriced generic cough syrup. So, there's not going to be much in the commissary for you. Basically, you're on your own until it is all done and it's figured out. And really, just like our friend Joe with the ulcers, you're not going to be seen unless it's something that requires serious medical attention, like a heart attack. No one's really trying to go out of their way to help you. Also, if you are sick and you can't get out of bed and you don't show up to work call, most likely you'll find yourself getting in trouble. So I think that's kind of bogus too, but it's just the way of the world in there, which sucks. The way he told me, this is crazy. They are charged $2 every single time they go to a sick call. Every time they go to, I'm sorry, you guys, I keep confusing the word commissary and medical. I'm not sure why, but every time you go to medical, not commissary, every time you are seen by medical, you are charged $2, just like if we were out here paying a copay, which you're like, oh, $2, no big deal. Well, to somebody that makes $5 a month to live off of and then pay fines and all of that stuff, it's quite ridiculous that they're paying basically a copay when they're being exploited and paying for everything else. So also, at the start of every flu season, everybody is obligated to go down and they're offered a free flu shot. Whether you want the flu shot or not, you have to go. You're obligated to go and wait in line. He said it's a pain in the butt. It's an all-day process. You're waiting outside, lined up basically to be shot up with the flu shot vaccine. You could either accept it or you have to wait in line with everybody else and sign a refusal form. He refuses to get the flu shot. I will not get the flu shot myself. That is a story for another time. Do not come at me. I have plenty of reasons why. If you are a believer in the flu shot, good for you. I'm not telling you what I think you should do as far as the flu shot. I do not believe in it, but do your research, make your own educated decision. Do what works for you. Do what works for your children. Adam and I do not get the flu shot. So and then he was joking because I was asking him questions and he was like, well, now that I've gone through the process of recalling the flu season in prison, I'm going to send this, this was email. He goes, I'm going to send this off and just kind of like shower. Anyway, so he said, if you're lucky, basically, if you have like a good group of guys around you or some friends around you, they'll come by and they'll check on you and they'll take care of you, make sure that you have, you know, Gatorade or stuff from the commissary to help you through. But basically, it's just a waiting game. You have to rest and you have to drink your fluids and you have to take care of yourself and wait for it to pass. So, stay tuned tomorrow for that DIY prison humidifier, which is great. And then also there are a couple of ways that you don't even need any props or anything to make your own humidifier throughout the winter when the heat kicks on and it gets really dry. And that's when you are so much more susceptible to all kinds of crazy germs and viruses, and your risk for things like the common cold and flu skyrocket. So I will be back with that. And last thing is, another thing that triggered this was the day that I posted about being sick and going to the doctor and making sure that I didn't have strep throat because it was going around and not wanting to bring it to visit. So one way that we can prevent our loved ones from getting sick or just being respectful to other people's loved ones is to not go to visit when you're sick. And I know that everybody boo-hoos about missing a visit, and I get it. It's like our date. However, you don't want your husband to get, or your loved one to get to the point where they're struggling with something like the flu and they're not getting the medical attention they need. And God forbid they get too dehydrated and it turns into a medical emergency and, you know, things happen and they can lose their life. It is not worth it when they don't have good medical care. There will always be another visit. Regardless of when you cancel, or if you cancel, you are one day closer to either him coming home or whatever that goal is, or your next visit for my Life Without Paroles and for my death row girls. It is not worth it to get them sick and to bring those bugs in there and to make them grow into super germs and then potentially the facility going on lockdown or people getting extremely ill and your husband being one of them and then God forbid losing their lives. Not worth it. You guys keep staying strong, keep loving strong, keep supporting one another through this journey because you're one day closer to it all being behind you. Lots of love from my heart to yours. Comment below and let me know what you guys think. If you guys have any tips and tricks that you have used to keep yourself healthy through flu season that your loved ones can use inside when they have limited access to medical care and medication and preventative tools, during flu season, and stay tuned tomorrow for the DIY humidifier and also how you could do humidifiers with no props. I will see you then. Lots of love from my heart to yours.